Hi guys, welcome back to my channel.
In this video, we will see relationship between arithmetic mean and geometric mean and also sum to n terms of a special series. So we will see these two topics. In my previous video, we have seen about topics. So if you haven't watched that, there is a link in the description box below. You can check that out. So before seeing relationship between arithmetic mean and geometric mean, first let's see what is this geometric mean. Let's say we have two numbers a and b. Now you have to insert third number in between a and b such that this sequence is in GP. Let's take that inserting number as g. Now what is this g? Here this g is basically geometric mean. Now let's see how to find this g. If this sequence is in GP, we know ratio, that is b by g is equal to g by a, right? So here let's cross multiply. So this implies g into g is g square, which is equal to a into b. So this implies g is equal to square root of ab. So g, that is geometric mean, is given by square root of ab. Now we already know arithmetic mean, which we have seen in my previous video. And also we know geometric mean, g is equal to root ab. So let's see the relationship between am and gm. So let me do here. So arithmetic mean a is given by a plus b by 2. And we know geometric mean g is equal to root ab. So let's do a minus g. So this will be a plus b by 2 minus g is root ab. This implies a minus g is equal to, let's take LCM here. So a plus b minus 2 into root ab, right? So this implies a minus g is equal to, here if you see the numerator, this is of the form root a minus root b the whole square. So a square is, here a is root a, so root a the whole square is a, root b the whole square is b minus 2 into root ab, right? So this numerator is of the form root a minus root b the whole square, and by 2 we have 2. So now if you see, here we have square, which means a minus g is always greater than or equal to 0. It cannot be negative, right? So this is always greater than or equal to 0. So from here we can say a minus g is always greater than or equal to 0. From this we can say arithmetic mean is always greater than or equal to geometric mean. So this means if we have two numbers, then the arithmetic mean of those two numbers is always greater than or equal to the geometric mean. Alright. Now let's move on to problems. So now let's see this problem. Here it says insert three numbers between 1 and 256 so that the resulting sequence is a GP. So let's take those three numbers as G1, G2 and G3. So let's take, let G1, G2 and G3 be three numbers between 1 and 256. So that the resulting sequence is a GP. So what is our sequence? So we have 1, in between 1 and 256 we have G1, G2 and G3, and the last number is 256. Between 1 and 256 we have G1, G2, G3 such that this sequence is in GP. We know in GP the terms are of the form AR square, AR power 3, AR power 4 and so on. Here this is your first term, this is your second term, this is your third term, this is your fourth term and this is your fifth term, right? So we know the first term is 1, so A is 1. And what is A5? That is the fifth term. A5 is nothing but A into R power 4. We know this. Here A5 is given as, That is the fifth term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A5 is 256, which is equal to A into R power 4. So this implies 256. A we know it's 1 by 1, which is equal to R power 4. So this implies this 256 you can write as 4 power 4, which is equal to R power 4. From here we can say R is equal to 4. So now that we have A and R, we can find this G1, G2, G3, right? So let me do here. So we know G1 is equal to AR, G1 is AR, G2 is equal to AR square, and G3 is equal to AR cube. So let's substitute 1 into R is 4. So G1 is 4. 1 into 4 square. 4 square is 16. Similarly, 1 into 4 cube. 4 cube is 64. So hence we can insert 4, 16 and 64 between 1 and 256 such that the resulting sequence is in GP. So our resulting sequence is 1, 4, 16, 64, 256. So this is in GP. So I hope this is clear. Now let's move on to next problem. So now let's see similar type of problem. Here it says insert two numbers between 3 and 81 so that the resulting sequence is in GP. So let's take those two numbers as G1 and G2. So let G1 and G2 be two numbers between 3 and 81 such that what is the resulting sequence? The sequence will be 3, G1, G2, 81, right? So this is in GP. So we know in GP the terms are of the form A, AR, AR square, AR cube and so on. Here A is equal to 3 and here A into R power 3 is nothing but 81, right? So from here we can find R. So R cube is equal to 81 by 3. This A is 3 here. So 3 1s are, 3 2s are 6 and 3 7s are 21, right? So this implies R is equal to cube root of 27. So cube root of 27 is nothing but 3, right? So 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27. So therefore we can say R is equal to 3. Now that we have A and R, we can find this sequence, right? So our sequence is 3, G1 is AR, A is 3 into R is 3, right? G2 is AR square, A is 3 into R square is 3 square, AR cube, that is the fourth term is already we know, that is 81. So this is in GP. So 3, 3 3s are 9, 3 square is 9, 9 into 3 is 27, 9 81. So this is in GP. I hope this is clear. Now let's move on to next problem. Now let's see this problem. Here it says if arithmetic mean and geometric mean of two positive numbers A and B are 10 and 8 respectively, find the numbers. So what is given? Here it says arithmetic mean and geometric mean of two positive numbers A and B are 10 and 8 respectively. That means arithmetic mean is 10 and geometric mean is 8. Find the numbers. So what are those two numbers? A and B. So we have to find A and B, right? So we know arithmetic mean A is equal to A plus B by 2 and geometric mean G is equal to root AB. We know this. So here they have said arithmetic mean is 10. So this is equal to 10 and geometric mean is 8. So from this equation we can write A plus B is equal to 2 into 10 is 20, and from here we can write root of AB is equal to 8. When you square on both the sides, we will get AB is equal to 8 square. 8 8 is 64. So now let's take this equation as 1 and this equation as 2. We know one relation of the algebraic formula, that is a minus b the whole square is equal to a plus b the whole square minus 4ab. I hope you know this relation. So here we don't know a minus b. Our aim is to find a and b, which is equal to a plus b is 20. So 20 square is 400 minus 4 into what is ab? ab is 64. So a minus b the whole square, which is equal to 400 minus 4 into 64 is 256. So 400 minus 256 will give you 144. So this implies a minus b is equal to square root of 144. So square root of 144 is 12, right? Plus or minus 12. So let me continue here. So first let's take a minus b is equal to plus 12 or a minus b is equal to minus 12. So now let's take this equation as 3 and this equation as 4. So let's solve equation 1 and 3. Solve 1 and 3. We have a plus b is equal to 20 and we have a minus b is equal to 12. So from here a plus a is 2a, which is equal to 20, 30, 32. So a is equal to 2 ones are 2, 2 6 are 12. So a is equal to 16. So let's substitute the value of a in equation 1. So your b will be, so 16 minus 20 will give you b. So let me do here. So 16 minus 20 is equal to b. So 16 minus 20 is 4. So b is equal to 4, right? Now let's take other case. So here we have a minus b is equal to minus 12. Now let's take equation 1, solve equation 1 and 4. So we have a plus b is equal to 20 and a minus b is equal to minus 12. So 2a is equal to 20 minus 12 will give you 8. So this implies a is equal to 2 ones are 2 fours are 8. So 4. Now let's find the value of b when substituting a is equal to 4. We can put in any of the equation. So let's put in this equation. We have a is 4 plus b is equal to 20. So which implies b is equal to 20 minus 4 is 16. So let me write the final answer here. So therefore the numbers a and b are, a is 16, 4 or 4, 16 respectively. So I hope this is clear. So let's see one last problem, but before that pause the video and note this down. So now let's see this last problem, which is important on exam point of view. Here it says the sum of two numbers is 6 times their geometric mean. Show that the numbers are in the ratio 3 plus 2 root 2 is to 3 minus 2 root 2. So let's take those two numbers as a and b. So let a and b be those two numbers. So they are saying sum of two numbers. So sum of their sum, that is a plus b, is equal to 6 times their geometric mean, which means 6 times the geometric mean of a and b is root ab, right? We know this. So we have to show that the numbers are in the ratio 3 plus 2 root 2 is to 3 minus 2 root 2, which means we have to show a by b is equal to 3 plus 2 root 2 by 3 minus 2 root 2. So from this we have to bring it to this, right? So you can write this equation as a plus b is equal to 6, you can write as 2 into 3 root ab, right? Which implies a plus b, let's bring this 2 into root ab to the other side, so that will be in the denominator, right? Which is equal to 3. Here let's apply a property called as componendo dividendo. But before that, let's see what is this componendo dividendo property. So componendo dividendo property. So it says if A by B is equal to C by D, then you can write this as A plus B by A minus B is equal to C plus D by C minus D. So this is a property. We have to apply this property here. So here our A is A plus B, B is root AB, and our C is 3 and D here is 1. So let's apply here. So your equation will be A plus B, B is plus 2 root AB by A minus B. A is A plus B minus B is 2 root AB, right? Which is equal to C plus D. C is 3 plus D by C minus D. So here if you see, this is of the form A root A plus root B the whole square, right? By root A minus root B the whole square, which is equal to 3 plus 1 is 4 by 3 minus 1 is 2. So 2 1s are 2 2s are 4. So let me erase this part. So now let me continue here. So you can write this as root A plus root B by root A minus root B the whole square, which is equal to 2, right? Now let's square rooting both the sides. So when you square root, square and square root will get cancelled. We are left with root A plus root B by root A minus root B, which is equal to square root of 2. Now again we will go for component dividendo property, because we don't want root A and root B. So by doing component dividendo property, we can nullify that. Alright, so let's see componendo and dividendo property. So here A is root A plus root B, B is root A minus root B. So let's apply root A plus root B plus B here is root A minus root B by root A plus root B minus B is root A, minus of minus is plus root B, right? Which is equal to, this is C, so C plus D, D here is 1 by C minus D. So now if you see plus and minus, here A and root B is gone. We are left with 2 root A by 2 root B, which is equal to root 2 plus 1 by root 2 minus 1. So 2 and 2 is gone. Let me continue here. We have root A by root B, which is equal to root 2 plus 1 by root 2 minus 1. So now let's square both the sides. By squaring, here left hand side will be root A by root B the whole square. So square root and square will get cancelled. We are left with A by B, right? Which is equal to, so when you square on the right hand side, that is A plus B the whole square. So A square root 2 the whole square. So 2 plus B square plus 2 AB, right? By A minus B the whole square. So A minus B is A square, that is root 2 the whole square. So 2 plus B square is 1 minus 2 into AB. AB is root 2 into 1. So this will be A by B, which is equal to 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 root 2 by 2 plus 1 is 3 minus 2 root 2. So hence we have proved A by B is equal to 3 plus 2 root 2 by 3 minus 2 root 2. I know this is little lengthy, but if you practice again and again, you will be able to do this. Alright, so this is it in this video. See you soon. Till then, take care. Almighty bless.